students. Now, the Center for Multi-Party Democracy, Kenya, has declared 2020 the year of reforms and wants the government to overhaul the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission and its secretariat in line with the Kriegler report. CMD Kenya chairperson Senator Abshiro Soka Halake said, and I quote, "The time to bite the bullet and reform IEBC is here and now for smooth operations in the conduct of the 2022 general elections." The Kriegler Commission recommended that a fully constituted electoral commission should be in place at least 24 months before the general election.
The Oversight Board of CMD Kenya convened its final meeting this year. Members' deliberations revolved around the state of democratic governance, national dialogue and political reforms. The CMD Kenya board wants comprehensive electoral reforms ahead of the 2022 poll. The electoral body is currently operating with the chairperson Wafula Chebukati and two commissioners, Professor Abdi Gulie and Boya Molu, after four others resigned. Commissioner Roslyn Akombe resigned and fled the country just days before the October 26, 2017 repeat presidential election. In April last year, three commissioners, Vice Chair Consolata Maina, Paul Kurgat and Margaret Mwachanya resigned, claiming Chebukati had failed in offering IEBC leadership. The BBI Task Force report has equally proposed radical changes at the electoral body that include removing all the current commissioners from office and establishing a new team ahead of the 2022 polls. CMD Kenya concurs with the BBI recommendations.
We urge the duty bearers to implement the recommendations of the Kriegler report, since then this is what is going to make sure that the right environment in which 2022 will happen will be established. The time to bite the bullet and reform IEBC is now. So as political parties, we want to see 2020 as the year of reform.
Kenya's election jitters have roots in campaign financing. CMD Kenya wants a thorough review of the Election Campaign Financing Act 2013, which was suspended in 2017. According to the suspended act, political parties can receive up to 15 billion shillings in contributions, with individuals allowed to make single contributions of up to 3 billion shillings. Presidential candidates are limited to spending 5 billion shillings for the duration of the campaign period. The law also does not bar political parties and candidates from raising funds to facilitate their campaigns through fundraising dinners.
The said law ought not to make politics and elections, for that matter, the preserve for the rich and well-endowed. We pray that this law shall focus more on disclosure than on regulations.
CMD Kenya wants political parties strengthened to boost democracy.
The current law on funding of political parties is discriminatory and in fact unconstitutional. We therefore would like, the political parties funding mechanisms and laws reformed to provide for funding of political parties across the board, no matter how big or small they are.
CMD Kenya supports the current focus by government agencies in the fight against corruption.
As institutions of governance and accountability, political parties and political actors need to embrace and support efforts geared towards creating an accountable citizenry and an accountable nation. However, we have observed certain attempts to delegitimize the independence of institutions of governance for implementing their mandate as stipulated in our constitution.
Members called on President Uhuru Kenyatta to share with the nation details of the terms of reference and duration of the extended term of the BBI Task Force team.